Welcome to this short tutorial video from Red Dice Diaries. Now recently there have been some problems with Google Hangouts where people's recorded sessions haven't recorded in full, or there's been bits missing. Most of these problems have now been sorted out or are in the process of being sorted out. However, whilst that was going on, I was looking for an alternative, since I do love Hangouts and all the apps and everything that you can get there, so I didn't want to switch over to something that had less functionality. But by the same token, I wanted as much as possible of my sessions to be available to watch and listen to on my YouTube channel. So what I decided to do, since the Hangouts were playing fine while they were watching live, it was only when they were actually streamed to YouTube that there was a problem. I decided that one possible solution would be to record an audio only backup copy of it, which then meant in the worst case scenario I could remove an incomplete video and upload the audio with a static image or something like that in front of it. As I say, it's not ideal, but it's certainly better than nothing. Now, in order to do that, I needed to find a way to not only record what I was hearing through my headphones and the other players were saying, but also to record what I was saying via my microphone. And the way I found to do that was by using a free audio program called Audacity, with a few tweaks to the various settings. This tutorial just shows you quickly how to set it up so that you can do that yourself. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my search engine of preference, in this case Google, and I'm going to look for Audacity. So if I type that in, you can see it's the first option that comes up. So if I click on that, it takes me to the Audacity website. I can then look for the link for the appropriate version for my system and click on that to download the free audio software. So for this case, I'm going to save the executable file on my desktop by clicking here. You can see from my list of downloads that it has finished downloading. Now, before we start setting up Audacity, you need to go to the sound controller on your control panel. Once you've done that, you need to go to the recording tab and you need to locate the microphone that you'll be using. Once you've found it, right click on it and select Properties. And on the Listen tab, check the box that says Listen to this device. This will mean that your computer will be capable of picking up your microphone's input as well as what's coming through your speakers. Once you've done that, click on OK and your microphone is set up. Whilst it's set up like this, you may hear yourself speaking on your microphone as you're listening to it on your headphones, which can be slightly disorientating and take a little bit of getting used to, but sadly it's unavoidable using this tutorial. Okay, so to install Audacity, we're going to double click on that exe file on the desktop. We'll then have a language option. Let's select English, and we'll go through the normal rigmarole you have when you're installing any piece of software, you know, selecting where it's installed, whether you want a desktop icon, etc. And we'll wait for it to finish installing. It's a fairly small program, so it shouldn't take long. We'll click on Finish, and I've also selected Launch Audacity, so in a few moments the program should boot up, and there we go. Now, in order to set it up to record an audio backup, you need to set a few of the different recording settings. You need to set your audio host to Windows WAS API, your recording device to whatever set of speakers you're using. This can be left on mono or stereo as you prefer. And finally, set your playback device again to whatever set of speakers you are using on your computer. Now you've got your recording settings set up, you're ready to actually record your audio backup, which you can do by clicking on record here. Audacity will then begin recording everything you're saying, as well as any sounds that your computer would otherwise play through the speaker, whether it be other people talking in a Hangout or even music. When you decide you want to stop, click on the stop button there. You can also click on play to play the audio file back, or pause if you want to stop it temporarily. Personally, I just suggest recording the whole Hangout and editing it later. You can also save the project as an Audacity project if you want to edit it later, or more likely you can export it to an MP3 file ready for importing into your video editing software or whatever else you want to use it for. There's a lot more to Audacity than this simple tutorial, but that's a bit beyond the scope of this video. So there we are, that's a quick tutorial on how to set up Audacity to make an audio backup of a Hangout, or indeed any sort of video conferencing, recording what you're hearing on your headphones and what you're saying through your microphone. It can also be used to record what's playing back through speakers. I hope if you've enjoyed it and find it useful, you'll give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I hope also you'll consider clicking on the red dice up there in the corner to subscribe to my channel. If you have anything to say on this subject, please put it in the comments box down below as always, or hit me up in the Google Plus links. I really do enjoy reading what you write. So until I see you next time, take care and happy gaming.